Hello, greetings again. My name is Aledo. You already know me. Today, I'm gonna talk about the big error, the big mistake that many conservative, Republican, radio people, TV people, host in Fox News that they are doing when they talk about Russiagate and the supposedly decisive Russian interference in the elections of 2016 and all the proof that Mueller is doing and all that stuff about all that subject. As you know, I'm a former CIA contractor. I was with the Joint Staff. I was with DIA. I was a counterintelligence. I'm an Army officer. Now, I'm gonna. I already explained to you in a video that I did a few weeks ago my whole opinion about this Russiagate. I gave you my opinion, educated guess about what all this is and where it's going and where it came from. Now, today I'm going to ask you to please distribute this video, forward this video to Hannity, to Tucker Carlson, to Fox News, to InfoWars, in any conservative outlet you can think about, Facebook, YouTube, etc. Try to forward this video because it's very important for the conservative media to understand my message. I think it's important. I think it's very helpful for the conservative Christian movement to understand my message. As I said before in my prior video, I think this Russiagate have two phases. I'm not going to get in detail here. You can go to my prior video and watch that video. But basically what I said is that it have two phases. The first phase is from the moment mid 2016 when it looks like Trump have no chance at all that he will win the elections. He's going to lose the elections. Hillary Clinton is going to be the next president for sure. All the scandals, all the press, etc., all the propaganda. So at that moment, all the intelligence agencies, remember, under Obama's political appointees, left-wing people, cultural Marxists, pawns of the Frankfurt School, all these Obama's employees in the intelligence and the law enforcement agencies, they see an easy target on Donald Trump. Okay, we can mess with this guy. We can put sources, intelligence sources into his campaign. We can put spies in his campaign. We can get his phones. We can abuse the law. We can use the dossier, etc., etc. We can have whatever. He's going to lose anyway. Nobody's ever is going to know this. And the next president of the United States, Hillary Clinton, is going to thank us. I mean, he's going to, hey guys, thank you for helping me. Thank you for taking this guy out of the way. I appreciate it. So at that moment, until the elections, all these intelligence agencies, all these political appointees, Obama's employees, they go after Trump in an illegal, unethical, illegal way. Then after the elections, they are in shock. They cannot believe that Trump won the elections. Now it's Obama and his ODNI director and his CIA director, Brennan, left-wing people, radical people, who said, okay, we need to come with a plan to mess with Trump. Okay, let's come with this Russiagate stuff. Let's spread the rumor that he won because of Russia, period. If not were for Russia, he will not win. And then immediately, against the clock, against the watch, before Trump takes office in January the 20th, they begin the race against the clock to push these intelligence products out, to declassify them. Yeah, the Russians here, RT there, the press, because the Russian interference, collusion, blah, 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 blah. Everything they could imagine to throw mud into Trump's victory. That's basically what happened, the two phases. You can, I explained this a lot better in detail on my prior video, so please go to my prior video about Russiagate and you will understand. Now, what I want to talk today, specifically, is about this big error, this big mistake that Hannity, Tucker Carlson, even Alex Jones, all the radio hosts out there, they're making this big mistake. The mistake is this: they are using the language that the Democratic Party and the liberal left-wing activists planted. This is very important about Russiagate. They are letting the enemy assert their wrong premise, the wrong definition, the wrong terms. This is very normal in the propaganda war, in the psyops war. The enemy plants into the press, into the media, a term. It can be whatever. It can be Syrian moderates, even if they don't exist. It can be the weapons of mass destruction of Saddam Hussein. It can be whatever. But they let the enemy plant those terms so they can be used again and again and again and again. And what happens is, if you are not aware of what's going on, you ended up using those terms too, even if they don't exist, even if those are illogical terms, unrealistic terms. So that is the big mistake. And what I say that is this. This is something basic that people learn in the U.S. Army, John F. Kennedy Special Warfare School, where I was. This is basic. This is propaganda, public relations, public affairs 101, PSYOPs 101. Okay? Do not let the enemy to plant the terms, and do not, never, ever use the terms of the enemy, because then you are falling into the enemy's game if you use those wrong terms. Russia's interference with our democracy, Russia's subversion of our elections, that is BS. That is BS. Never, ever a conservative, a Republican, a Trump supporter, a radio commentator, a TV person should use those terms, because those terms are BS. They don't exist. They don't tell me anything. They tell me the wrong impression. They tell me the wrong idea. Russia's subversion of our elections. What that means? Russian subversion. They subverted something. They changed something. In other words, they are telling me that it was supposed to be like this, then the Russians came, and now it's like that. They changed the results. So what this tells the people is that Hillary Clinton won Ohio. She won Ohio. And then suddenly the Russians came, they hacked with the computers, the elections computer and the voting counting computer, and now, boom, now Hillary Clinton lost the elections because they subverted the results of the elections. That 1 million people vote in Wisconsin and Ohio and Pennsylvania and Florida for Hillary Clinton. She won. But then, in an illegal way, the Russians intelligence came and they get into the computers, they change the results, and that 1 million people, boom, now appear like they vote for Trump. That is the terms, those are the terms that the Democratic activists and their pawns in the media, in all the left-wing liberal media, are, remember, 90% of all big TV stations, news outlets over there are under control by the Democratic Party. They are just the propaganda arm of the Democratic Party. And those are the terms they are using again and again and again. The subversion of the democracy, the changing of the results, the coming into the elections to change the results. That's basically what it means. The overthrow of our democracy. That's BS. Never, ever, ever use those terms. Russiagate is about the hacking of John Podesta's email and the Democratic Party emails. That's it. That is Russiagate. If you use the terms that the Democratic Party, that the Democrats are using, those terms are wrong. Those terms give the wrong idea. They give you the wrong impression. They subvert your subconscious. Like Hillary Clinton is the president. Hillary Clinton won the election. Hillary Clinton is the legitimate president of the United States, and we have an imposter over there in Donald Trump, somebody who did not win the elections. The only reason why he's over there is because Hillary Clinton won the election. Then the Russians came, they changed the results on the computers, in the voting polls, in the counting machines, and now it appears that he won the election, but he did not win. That is a terrible, terrible, absolute 2 and 2 equals 7 error that nobody should be using. Subversion of democracy, interference in our elections, blah, 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 blah. Those terms are wrong. Those terms should never, ever be used. Hacking of John Podesta's email, hacking of the Democratic Headquarter Party email. That's it. That is it. And the big question of this Russiagate stuff is very simple. It's not about the porn star. It's not about stuff that happened in Ukraine 5-6 years ago. It's not about the general lobbying for a Turkish firm. It's not about a request of this Turkish guy. It's not about some taxes that nobody paid 7 years ago. It's nothing about that. The only question of this Russiagate is, did Donald Trump or somebody in his inner circle cooperate, talk, conspire with the Russian intelligence service to hack the emails of John Podesta? That's it. There is nothing else that this investigation should focus, that this investigation should look at. That is the question. Again, did Donald Trump or somebody in his inner circle conspire, coordinated with the Russian intelligence services, with the SBR, to hack into John Podesta's email? That's it. Anything else is just playing the propaganda, the psyops game of the Democratic Party. So please, once again, please move forward this video, pass it via email, Facebook, YouTube, to anyone, so this video can reach the people, the conservative movement, radio hosts, TV hosts that are talking about this issue, because it's very important that they don't fall into the Democratic Party psyops trap. This is Ron Aledo. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.